The Board of Works meeting, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Present.
Greg Miller.
Present.
Jim Skinner.
Present.
Okay, first up on the agenda, we have the minutes from the August 26, 2024 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of August 26, 2024 of the Board of Works.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, next we have the claims, sitting right over here from the Clerk Treasurer's Office.
I make a proposal that they approve the claims as presented.
I second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, minutes passed. Do we have any public comments? Anybody? Nope. Okay. We're ready for the department reports. Chief Shoemaker?
How are you?
Fine.
Fine.
Is this thing on? Okay.
Yes.
I can just hear this laughing back here. I got ADHD, remember? First on the agenda, on August 30th, 2024, Jason Allball submitted his retirement letter requesting and to be on payroll until October 18th, 2024. Jason has taken a position in the Mulberry Town as a Mulberry Town Marshal. So he's currently off on his vacation time and some other time to get him until the 18th of October. So we want to thank Jason for his years of service, and I think, as you know, Mayor and even Jim knows that he's been working with the police department. He's helped. Just wanted a couple notes. You can remember the evidence room used to be in a closet upstairs. Jason modernized the way we kept evidence, created a bona fide evidence room, also brought the crime scene program to Frankfurt and was one of the first certified crime scene investigators for Frankfurt, and I think went through the first class for this whole state of Indiana. So we want to thank him, wish him well, and so I'd ask that the board approve his retirement effective October 18th, 2024.
I'll make the motion that we approve his retirement date of October 18th, 2024, and we appreciate all of his years of service to the city of Frankfurt and the community.
I second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, his retirement's been approved. Thank you to Jason for his many years of service. And like you said, he was crime scene, he's been an investigator, patrol, he's held several positions within the police department.
Yeah, he's put a lot of serious criminals. He's been a detective for I think 20 plus
I was gonna say for a long time.
plus years. So, I'll have a resolution for Alicia to review for the transfer of his firearm for retirement, maybe at the next before the 18th.
Okay, sounds good.
To counter that, we've had an ongoing application process since I believe July. We're looking at, we've done some background investigations. I think we're at 22 that had applied, and we're down to about 2 or 3 that were even eligible out of that. So we did have an application from a police officer. This would be a lateral transfer from the Anderson Police Department. There's still a few more, just a couple more things in the background that we need to satisfy for state law. And so I would ask that the board approve the hiring of Austin Gibson pending completion of the background investigation by the Frankfurt Police Department. Austin is 23 years old. He graduated from Clinton Prairie High School, went went a little east, got a job at the Pendleton Correctional Facility, and from there took a job with Anderson, and he just graduated the police academy with our other 3 officers, Jace, Moore, Reese, and Ramsey Mitchell. So he reached out to us, wants to come back home, and he's passed all of our background, all but if one little thing that we need to do. We're required to any lateral review their personnel file, and we have not been able to do that. But as far as timing goes, I would like for you guys to approve that. So once we do complete that, and it's good as we believe it will be, that we can start moving, working with the clerk treasurer's office to transfer his perf.
I'll make a motion that we approve the hiring of Austin Gibson pending the further background investigation as presented by Chief Shoemaker this evening.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you can go ahead and
I appreciate
move forward
that.
on that.
And we'll have, we have another candidate who's going through public safety medical, so we'll bring him when he's done with that.
Okay.
That process. Department updates, I sent I think an email last week. We found or realized we had a leak in the water line. Miller Excavating, who put those water lines in, has, we're past the warranty, but they've done the right thing and come back and dug up our yard, found the leak this morning, should have it repaired tomorrow. And then our only cost, we did have to call a company to come in and detect the leak.
Yes.
And that was about $450. Not as bad as we originally thought it was going to be around $1,600, but they came today, found the leak. It's right at the edge of the road, not under the road, so we don't have to tear our road up. So that's going to be hopefully fixed tomorrow. And I can't thank Miller enough. I think they felt responsible for it. It should have happened. And so for them to do that and come back and it saved us considerable amount of money on that. So that's going to be taken care of. We are, summer's winding down here. We're with annexation. There hasn't been an enormous, Clinton County's safe in general, so adding what we've added to annexation wasn't going to increase our calls for service immensely. It has increased it. We just have to be cognizant of being able to respond from the interstate to, just east of Walmart. So we have increased our staffing level with some overtime and some movements around that. But so far, it's working. So we've been providing service since August 30th to the annexed area without any issue.
That's great to hear.
Other than that, one other thing, hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have a records clerk. Remember, we've held off on hiring a records clerk due to Marisol covering the front desk. So hopefully that timing, getting that person in there and her training, him or her, is going to help us get that going. So that should be at the next meeting.
Okay, sounds good. Are you taking applications, or are you just going to use what you had?
We've been going through the applications that we had. There were 95 of them, and probably 90 of them weren't qualified. And so we're calling some people. Some have already taken other jobs, and so we may have to re-advertise it.
Thank you.
I have a question
Yes, sir.
concerning the noise ordinance. That is that now in effect and able to be enforced once it's
Well, I think there's been two questions. If it was, we have been enforcing it without penalty because we were told 30 days from publication. But I think there was some. Is there any change on that? Are we still rolling with that?
Is that right, Alicia?
What was the,
30 days from publication.
On the noise ordinance,
oh, yeah, it should be 30 days from publication.
Did it get
Okay.
published on the 4th?
it got published on September 4th, but I had another question come up today that I was questioning if it was valid at time of publication, but obviously the attorney would be be able to
mean,
answer that
So
question.
Indiana law, I believe, says that as soon as we publish it, it's valid, but I think that what we've traditionally done is we've just done it 30 days from publication. Is that correct?
There is, yeah, anytime there's penalty involved, we have waited 30 days. But
Okay.
we have, for the last 2 weekends, stressed that this is, it's going to be a penalty. We could write a $30 ticket. I'm waiting for this to come into effect so we have the step, and there is an ordinance. We've talked to the city judge. If they don't comply, I think there's been some concerns from people that the amount of money that they take in at the door would pay for the fine. But there is a chance that there is an ordinance. I don't know if it's ever been used. The chief of police can declare it a public nuisance, and then the judge could issue a fine of up to $2,500. So we've talked to the judge about that. We're hoping venues self-police. We should not have to get a call every Saturday night to go tell you to turn it down. And that's the message that we're sending, that October 4th, we're not coming to tell you to turn it down. We're coming to write the citation. So that's the message that we're putting out over this 30-day period.
And then that amount changes, doesn't it, if it's within a certain time frame or?
Yeah, there's
I
3
don't have that
levels. I
right.
don't
I
remember
don't
the,
remember what they are.
Yeah.
It's stair steps, yes.
yeah, so and then again, if the 350 doesn't cause them to do it, then we can declare it a public nuisance, and then the judge could, I think he has authority up to 2,500. So that's not the route we want to go. We want people to,
Well, and if it really is a problem that's not getting addressed with our current fine system, we can always change the ordinance again and increase the penalties.
Correct.
So, I mean, we've got that also. We'd have to publish it again and all of that good stuff, but we could do that if we find that these fines aren't sufficient.
Is that it?
Any other questions? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Chief. Fire Department, Chief Stidham is not available tonight. I don't see anybody else here from Fire Department. Do you know of anything? Okay. Street Department, Jason Forsythe.
Good evening, everyone. Just a couple department reports, but before that, I'm going to start off with this. Jim, I can't remember if I sent you guys this, but if you want to kind of pass it around, this is a road closure that I'm bringing up here from Envoy on Washington Street near Main Street. If you can see the red box on the very bottom of that, they're running a new storm across Washington Street that has to go all the way to the opposite, so basically to the south side of the roadway. They've asked about, I believe that, Mayor, I can't remember, is that October 7th through the 11th?
I think you're right on that, because I was thinking we would be, AIM is during that time frame, so I think you're right on that.
So it would be for those 5 days. I've requested, if you guys are okay with doing it, obviously it probably has to be done, but at some point in time, I wanted to kind of look at where we could put that off at, because I didn't want to close any part of the intersection down at Main and Washington. So by looking at that particular drawing and talking to him, Jason Edwards is his name from Envoy, it looks like that they won't reach the intersection. So my whole idea was to, after talking to Brian today, is to put a road closed sign to the east of the intersection. The issues that we might have, but obviously I don't think there's any way around it, is people coming from the east into Arnie's and things like that. There are going to be some people doing some crazy turning around in that location to try to get back going the other way. But to close that intersection at Main and Washington, going, obviously if you're going westbound, you wouldn't be able to turn eastbound coming off either off of Main Street, and then the other side, just closing it to where they can work, basically, which I think if we did it where the fence is already at anyway, it's not going to take up any further parking spots. So Arnie's and Ellis's and everybody, courthouse, whoever, would still have all the parking spots they have now. So just trying to keep it as tight as we can there and still allow them to do their work, but not get out into the intersection. And that doesn't look like that's going to be even close to the intersection. So that's what I've proposed to him. If you guys are okay with that, I can get back and let him know.
Has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to. Are we going to notify the business owners? I mean, are we going to put something out, stop by and let them know? It'd be a few of them
I
there,
can stop.
Kimberly.
I could go to the businesses and let them know. That's no
Yeah.
big deal. I think it's probably easier to go to them. I think it's up to you guys if you want to put the closure out. I assume we probably have to, but
Yeah, I
I can
would,
go to
yeah.
the businesses and,
Yeah, just kind
to
of give
them
them a heads
personally.
up and let them know that it's going to be
Yep.
effective that week.
no problem, I can do that.
So do we want to, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the closing of Washington Street from October 7th to October the 11th as presented by Superintendent.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll get down there sometime here in the next couple of days to make sure that they're aware of it. I also met with Alicia this morning. We have about $39,000 left in city money for paving. And Avery Street was a street that we had on the list a couple years ago, and it got booted off for some reason, so we never were able to do that, which runs from Main, right there as you enter Wesley Manor, to Delphi. It's a 2-rated Paisley rating, something I think it works in our price range as to what we have available left without asking for additional appropriation or anything as well. But the proposal I got from Reith Riley to do that section is $36,500. And Alicia said as long as we're under the $50,000 mark that we can go ahead and move forward with that and kind of lump that in with what they're already going to be here doing probably in the next couple of weeks. So if you guys are okay with that, dude, that would just leave us a few $1,000s left in there. If there's anything else we want to try to do something with later on or something, but and again, like I said, we've paved everything we've paved this year, and everything additional coming up has all been 2 Pazers. So it's all been things that obviously are lowest on the Pazer rating for what we try to go after and get cleaned up. And that was one that we were actually going to do that when we done Short Columbia, and it got kicked off for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, we'd like to get that done, or I'd like to get that done if we
It
can.
was 36.5 is what you said.
36.5.
And you got 39.
I have 39 and some change. 39.9 was it, Carol, or 39.2 or?
$39,977.75.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we allow the superintendent to have that stretch of road on Avery paved for the $36,500.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Thank you all.
It's a good opportunity for us to use that.
Yeah, I looked at
We
a
have
couple
left.
others and they came in a little higher than what we had. And obviously it's late in the game, budget time. You don't know how much money's left, if any. So we wanted to try to stay in where we had the money for already. It's already been appropriated. So, and thanks Alicia for helping me out with that today. The next thing I have is just real quick, Carol, there is a signed copy of the Reith Riley contract for the original, like Paris, Pratt, and then the park jobs. And then Alicia and I are going to work together on getting a contract for the additional road that we just discussed, and we'll get that to them. But I sent everything to Conrad at Reith today, and he said that he was good to go ahead. I want to get us on the schedule so we can get in here and get it done, and then I'll get him the contract for Avery when we get it together. So,
Does anybody need a copy of this?
no,
Alicia,
that's
would
your
you need a copy? Okay.
It's your copy, and I have a copy. The Halloween downtown ordeal they have on Main Street, I think it's, I don't know who runs that. Is that Fun Group that we talked about, that you guys voted in as long as we was able to get everything squared away parking-wise? Loretta Pearson was nice enough at Farmers Bank to get everything squared away at the bank for Visiting Angels to park in the bank parking lot for 2 hours or so from like 3 to 5 that day of Halloween night. So that whole section can be closed down with no hard feelings.
Thank you for working on that. I appreciate that.
Is that Main Street between Walnut and,
I guess I can't remember.
Clinton.
The only thing we did, I know we discussed, but I don't know if we voted on it, was to go ahead and let them close past the alleyway during, after Citizens Bank or whatever that is, it closes down, so they're not blocking the drive-through. If you guys are okay with that, then other than that, I think we're all squared away.
I think it was pending that, wasn't it? We
Yeah.
got approval for
Yeah.
that anyway.
Yeah. And if we could get the parking figured out.
All right, sounds good. Then I'll let, who is that, Carl? Let Carl know
yes,
he's
yeah.
all good to go.
Yeah.
And the only last thing I wanted to talk to is I'd made a couple phone calls. The Wildcat Creek Cooperative had gotten a hold of me. I spoke to the mayor a little bit about it, but haven't really brought it up to you guys too much until I found out some insurance information. But they're requesting, or one of their civil construction students that'll be working out of the new, I think it's out of the new Ivy Tech deal, to do an internship at the street department for the 2024 year. My only concern was like I said, getting a hold of Shelley and making sure we were okay as far as them getting behind the wheel of a plow and things like that as they're ready, obviously. And some other things, working in the brush crews and things like that. The only thing I did not want them to get involved with was the patch crew. We've had too many close calls with that situation, but Josie Miller was pretty excited about the opportunity to send a student. She had a couple in mind that are going to, if you're okay with it anyway, moving forward, that's going to come and interview with me, let me decide if I feel like they're ready to do such a thing. But I think it's something that they're excited about. It's something that, I think is something we can do to help someone out, I guess, moving forward in their career and things like that. And there's a lot of other things that they can do as far as training and, working with, chainsaws, things like that when we do our training and stuff like that. So I think we can keep them busy for the year doing something. And obviously during the winter, they have a lot of different opportunities to do some things. And even spoke to them a little bit about possibly having them go over to Joel and work with Joel a little bit if there's something going on over there that he might be able to help
A
out.
week or?
They are only not there on Wednesday, which works perfect for us because that's recycle day and we're pretty much all hands on deck on Wednesday. So every other day they would be there, except for the closing of their school holidays if it's different than our holidays. But it would basically be 4 days a week every week. You guys are okay with that? I'll move forward, but I wanted to make sure, and I finally got something back from Shelley that they were okay with that. And the insurance would cover
Okay, that's
the
what I
student when they're driving anything. So,
I'll make a motion, I think, just to make sure it's in the minutes. that we're approving it.
I'll make a motion that Jason be able to use these interns for on-the-job training, and I think it's a great opportunity for them and for your people to let these people know what they do out there.
Might be a little hiring pool for you too.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's what they even talked about a little bit. So that's always a good.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets?
Aye.
Greg Miller?
Aye.
Jim Skinner?
Aye.
Okay, you
Thank
can
you.
move forward with that.
That is all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Need this, Jason?
Building Services, Don Stock.
Good evening, members. Wanted to go over the permit for August of 2024. 165 permits were issued during that month. Of them, 97 were roofs. So I guess whatever hailstorm came through, we're very thankful for. 30 days electrical, about 12 of those. We've had some sidewalks, 50/50 included. Total revenue generated in August was $18,465.29, and the total evaluation that gets turned in to the county is $1,954,646. In previous months, as you can see, we went above and beyond the call of duty here. As in 2023, $4,000 was collected in revenue. In 2022, $5,127 was collected, and in 2021, $4,720. So hats off to the gals upstairs, passing out the permits and keeping everybody moving in a good direction. Also want to report a little report on Popeye's Chicken. As they have come in, they have their permits now. They've been okayed by the design release Department of Transportation, or no, not the design release. And and over the next 2 weeks, they'll be, that project will start to move forward, and they're hoping to be opened by December. So Popeye's Chicken is officially coming this direction. Tonight, we're going to be coming to the council, I hope. We're doing a rezone for Gary Crum so that he can add on to his business out on Washington Avenue. And then we'll also be talking to the council members about the update of the comprehensive plan. So those two items will be coming to the council this evening. That's all that I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Don, any 50/50 money left? Has that been, I've seen a lot of sidewalks go in. It looks like there's.
Yeah, you know, as I mentioned out at the Manor, the challenge with all that is the concrete prices have gotten to be so high that it doesn't allow us to put the number of sidewalks in that we used to be able to do. But we have about $1,200 left in the account. Makes it really difficult to do anything with. What we'll probably end up doing is there might be a corner or two that we might want to come and talk about the possibility of putting some ADA plates in and making some corners right. Or we can start purchasing plates for the following year, because if we get all of our sidewalks and corners accounted for the Department of Transportation, we'll need to start working on those corners for ADA accessibility. And, you know, if we're going to talk about all that, there'll be a lot of people engaged in those corners, because the corner that Tim and I went out and looked at was the corner of North John Street and Morrison Street. And that day, it was right after a rain, and we're sitting on the west side of John Street, and Tim asked me, he said, "Do you see anything over there in that corner that you see as a difficulty for your handicap?" And I said, "I don't see anything." He says, "Yeah, you got water there." And he said, in the wintertime, if that freezes, now we've got some challenges. So when we get into corners like this, now comes the street department, and now comes sewer maintenance, because that water can't be there if we make it a handicap accessible crossway. So there's just a lot that's going to be talked about and kicked around and trying to figure out. There is no storm sewers at all in that area, none. And now I've got water that sits right on that corner, right at the crosswalk. So there'll be a lot of discussions. Those type of things will be talked about as we move forward, and to try to figure out how we resolve those issues. But if we're going to do ADA and do it right, we'll have to deal with those things.
Okay,
Thank you.
Don. Okay, Parks Department, Joel Tatum.
Good evening. I have a couple things that I laid on your counter because I was late and didn't get them into Carol. So the first one is, as you know, we've been working on the concession stand at TPA, the large concession stand. We had to take down the roof or the ceiling in there for some issues that we were dealing with. Well, it had all the blown in insulation on top of it. And so when we took that down, we priced putting up the bad insulation or having the spray foam done like we've had in a few of our other buildings. And we would like to go with the spray foam. It's actually cheaper than buying the bad insulation and putting it up ourselves. And that's a cost of $3,500 to have that done. if you would be so kind as to approve that.
And do you have money
Yes,
left to cover
Yep.
that? Okay,
it would come out of our building and structures.
okay.
I'll make a motion that the Parks Department allow Thermolators to do the foam roof deck insulation for $3,500.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
Awesome.
Word on that.
So the next thing I have is an actual roof quote for the concession stand and gutters. With the ARPA money the council gave us, there was 20,000 budgeted for the roof, the Red Barn roof, and it was only $9,600. So we have 10,400 and actually it's like 10,300 and some odd dollars left. So I got a quote to do the concession stand roof, which isn't in our plan until 2026, but it does have a hole in it. So I would like to just go ahead and get that repaired and replaced instead of having to patch it for now. And so I talked to Tornado Roofing, who has done all the other roofs in the park. And they came back with me to a quote of $11,286. And I'm like, that's a little bit much. I can't do that. So they gave us an $800 discount. And so they made it $10,486.85. And that includes gutters and downspouts as well as redoing the roof and removing the 2 layers that are on it.
It looks like, Joel, in the concession stand roof estimate, the gutter is not, I don't see where that's included in that.
If you flip it over on the backside, it says concession stand gutter estimate is the next little segment down.
Gotcha. So those 2 separate.
So you have the
There's
9.
one for the roof and then one.
Yeah,
for
so the
shingles.
roof was 9,117 and the gutters were 2,169.
Okay, okay.
So the total is 10,486.85
Okay.
after the discount.
I'll make a motion that we accept the proposal for new roof and gutters at the park for $10,486.85.
I'll second.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
The awesome thing is now we only have 2 more roofs and every roof in the park has been replaced in the last year.
Good, good, good.
So that's really good.
I did get asked today when I was speaking at a place, are we going to be able to have the concession stand open during the Christmas?
We are
lights?
hoping
Okay.
to have it done by
Somebody
then.
was wanting the soup kitchen back.
Yes, we are hoping
Okay.
to have the soup kitchen in there by then. It just all depends on how everything plays out.
Okay,
So we're trying to get it all approved and get it all moving and just seeing how it all goes.
okay, good.
Speaking of Tornado Roofing, they will be at the park tomorrow actually to start the Red Barn roof that was approved a couple weeks ago. So we will get that done.
Great.
The last thing I had as far as getting approval for was we have a full-time zookeeper position that was vacated a few weeks ago. And I was coming to ask your approval to move one of our part-time employees who's been there for 3 years. His name is Zachary Cook. He's been a part-time zookeeper and be able to move him into that full-time position.
I'll make a motion that you move him into that position.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Just a quick update for the Parks Department. The pool is now closed, the aviary is now closed, and the petting zoo is now closed. We had a great last day, and we will be looking forward to next year. The cameras for the aviary were installed last week, and they went live on Friday. So we now have access to view all angles of that. And we started putting some of the new birds out today just so that they can have like a month outside before we have to take them all in. We are working with the Summers who donated the 4 macaws to us to get a time when they can come down so we can release them with them there.
That's great.
We've also been working on painting all of our shelter houses. So you'll see it's not much change, but you'll see that they look fresh. So we're working on getting all those done. And we also opened the Christmas barn today. So
Hard to
It
believe,
starts.
isn't it? Okay, the aquatic center.
Yes.
Is it being winterized right now, or where are we at on that?
It still has, Eric from Aquatic Management will be there to winterize it. It hasn't been winterized yet. It actually still has the water in it.
Okay,
But he will be back to winterize it and shut it
Okay.
down and everything.
okay. And I did hear something about some of the concrete out there. We have some problems with it, or?
So before the pool actually ever opened this year, we had a walkthrough with HWC to do our punch list of things that went bad or were not to our satisfaction before the warranty ran out. So there's a whole punch list of things. There were some concrete issues that
Right.
they've taken care of some. They took care of some before the pool opened.
Okay.
And there's a couple I believe that they still have to take care of. Just like the counters on the concession stand building, for whatever reason, the corners broke off of both sides. So that's on the list as well. They haven't replaced that yet, but it is on the list to be
They
replaced.
know that
Yep.
it needs to happen. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
And splash pad, is it winterized and shut down now?
The splash pad is not shut down yet. We said we would keep it open for at least 15 days longer since we had some complaints because it opened 15 days late. So we are keeping it open. It is fixed and everything. We had it was down for 2 days the last time, so we got it fixed. Thanks to Christy and Misty for all the hard work that they put in there. And after hours, I think it was actually on the city council. It was on a Board of Works meeting last time. They were there working while I was here, but they spent 3.5 hours and got it installed and back up and running. So we'll keep it open for a while longer. We thought at least 15 days. If not, if the weather stays warmer, then we'll keep it open. And then we'll have Spears come in and winterize it. We do have some issues there with like the dump bucket is leaking. That is actually covered by warranty. So they will be coming to take care of that after we close down as well.
And thank Christy and Misty for their hard work on getting that
Yes.
splash pad
Yes.
up and going.
They're the ones that take care of that most of the time. I get a call that is like, hey, can you run up there and shut it off? Or, hey, can you run up there and turn it on? But most of the time they take care of it. So
Good, good. Okay, sounds good to me.
that's all I have.
Do I have anything else? Okay,
Thanks.
thanks, Joe. Community Development, Kimberly.
All right, just have a few things on the list. To start with, to ratify the quote or the invoice from Carrot Top for the flags and brackets. We actually had a Labor Day, they had a Labor Day sale. And so the quote I gave you was a little over $2,000 and I had a discount of $288.60, so it would be ratifying the total of $1,746.58. And this will be able to, I've worked with Jason with the street department, and we'll have approximately 50 flags with new brackets around downtown and on the side streets. So excited to see them up for Veterans Day.
You and me both. I'm excited about this.
Yes.
We need to get this done.
Could you read me that discounted price, please, again?
$1,746.58.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the flagpole brackets and for the price of $1,746.58.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The next thing that I'm asking for approval for is the contract for Fuego for the Raíces Festival for $750. I realized I did not give this to you, so I apologize for late notice. You guys should have it in your packets, but it'll be they'll be on the stage from 7 to 7:30 on Saturday the 21st.
I'll make the motion that the contract between Frankfurt and Fuego on Saturday, September 21st, 2024 for $750.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have the approval for that.
Thank you very much. Then just some updates. The Raíces Festival with the parade is at 3:00, and then the festival opens at 4 on September 21st. The last downtown 2-night is this Thursday with the Mooncats. They're 60s and 70s. Everyone's pretty excited about having them come back. And then the last concert for the series or for the season is September 28th with Oh Yes and Malachi Jaggers. So, oh, and then tomorrow morning we're at Muffins with the Mayor at 8:30. So lots of fun events. I'm all get ready.
Yeah, don't forget department heads.
Yes. And then the last thing I have, the parking feasibility study, the parking demand has been finished. LVR will be doing their recommendations coming, that should be here in the next couple weeks. But this is kind of a study that goes over our parking demands currently, our parking if we do anything else downtown or if our downtown expands. Talks about, it was kind of cool, they have heat censored, so it'll track, and you can look through here when the hot times are for downtown, and I think some things will surprise you. So I just kind of, you all have received this, so you can kind of digest it, and we can kind of discuss at a later date, but just wanted to make sure you all had this master planning for parking and for downtown, so.
Thank you for all your work on it.
Yes.
It was definitely fun. And getting to talk to all the merchants were fun too. So just those are just kind of the highlights of the parking study. You guys can get in there in the nitty gritty. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. And like I said, LVR will be back to kind of give their bullet point suggestions moving forward with our ordinance and all of that. So, all right. Any questions?
And I have asked Kimberly to do some checking on the EV charger, so we should be hearing
Yes.
something soon.
Yes, we should be getting some quotes. So I'm just waiting on them to email me quotes.
Yep.
I asked them, I think last week, so I'll touch base with them again. But
I think that's a good deal.
so we'll get that taken care of too.
Okay, thank you. Okay, HR, Carol.
I have given you an updated job position for a recently vacated spot in my office. There are no major changes. It was mostly, we removed some duties that are no longer relevant to that position. There were no additions. If anyone has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
This is a current position.
This is a current position, yes.
And is there someone that will, that you have currently that'll move over to this, or will you be looking to hire someone for this position?
We're currently in the application process, so we will be hiring someone for this position.
So do you want us to do an approval? Is that just for us to review or,
I think traditionally we've had these approved, so
okay?
I would prefer to have it approved by Board of Works.
I'll make a motion that we accept the position title Deputy Clerk Treasurer Operations Accounts Payable Deputy. That will be used for hiring someone for this position. Looks like the effective date, is that still correct? September 9th?
Today.
Okay, September 9th, 2024.
Yes.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye,
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Thank you.
thank you. Do you have anything else?
That's all I have, unless you want me to talk about the travel policy, but we've got that under new business.
Is it under, okay, okay.
So
Attorney, Alicia,
Do you want me to talk about Ivy Tech?
if you want to, yes.
Okay.
We're ready to go on it.
Yeah, I've got it in the packet. Well, it was a late edition, but yes. So Ivy Tech is going to extend their lease agreement for 2 additional years. We have worked with Ivy Tech and with the county to get a lease amendment. Previously, the way that it was structured is that the county and the city leased Ivy Tech's area to CEF, and then CEF subleased it to Ivy Tech directly. We've been informed that CEF doesn't want to do that anymore. So what we have done is we have updated this agreement to extend for the additional 2 years, and then we've also updated it so that CEF is no longer involved. So that's pretty much what the lease amendment does. It has been reviewed by myself, by Tom Little, and by counsel for Ivy Tech. And everybody, I believe, is in agreement on the language on it, but it basically just extends it for additional 2 years, and then discusses the parking lot and then takes CEF out of that. So we are looking to approve that so we can get that over to the county for approval and then also to Ivy Tech for approval.
Any questions? Okay, I'll take the motion then.
I'll make a motion that we do the new lease amendment agreement with Ivy Tech for the next, was it 2 years? Yes. 2 years.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, we have approval for that then.
Perfect. I'll get that over to them.
Okay.
That's all I have.
That's all you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, not forgetting anything, Carol?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, unfinished business. Anyone have anything? Okay, new business. Travel policy, per diem update. Did you want to talk to us about that, Carol, or?
We have looked at the existing travel policy, and Board of Works decided to change the per diem amounts by raising them to 15 breakfast, 20 lunch, and 30 for dinner when an employee is required to travel for work. We've also changed some of the language about receiving the per diem, including there will be a form that employees are required to sign stating that they understand how it works, and another form that they'll be required to turn in to the clerk treasurer's office to request those amounts, as no receipts will no longer be required, so the form will take the place of a receipt. And those must be submitted within 30 days of returning from that event. And the employee will also be required to submit some sort of agenda or call letter stating what city business was done at the event that they attend. Are there any questions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the City of Frankfurt travel and expense policy effective date September 9, 2024.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, and then Carol will be talking to the departments, I assume, on how this
Yes,
is all
I'll-
going to work. And
I'll work with Cheryl and we'll get that sent out and make ourselves available if any departments have questions, how
Okay.
that's going to work.
Okay. We're hoping this will simplify some of the travel policy, and particularly for Carol's office, right, Carol?
Yes, and it'll simplify it for the individuals traveling as well and give them, it's very difficult to have enough per diem to eat at the old rates. So
Right.
this will
Raise the
help with
rate
that a
and-
lot.
So that should help. Okay, next, the Adam Chemical Monthly Maintenance. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Andrea's been in touch with them, I think, right? Yes.
So Adam Chemical does our water treatments here at Old Stony. And this water treatment is for our loops and our closed loops. And I made a note on Mayor's.
Yes.
And it's a water treatment that has to be done. If it doesn't get done, it could break. So just just getting this contract approved so that we can keep our contract with Adam, keep our water treatment going for the year, for 2025.
A little bit,
The
right?
cost was originally 104, I believe it's now 125.
But it's something that we have to do.
And that's who does it currently.
Currently, yes.
Obviously, it's something we have to have done, and
Yeah.
so I'll make a motion that we approve this contract with Adam Chemical for $125 a month.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. So did we have a, yeah, I was going to say, do you have it? Okay. Is there any other new business?
I just have a question.
Okay.
for-
I was going to say, did I forget something?
No, now, I'll gear this towards Chief Shoemaker. I was just wondering if it would be beneficial if we would, as a city of Frankfurt, put out an information sheet or something maybe that could be put on social media about golf carts, e-bikes. I've seen a lot of different vehicles, sometimes on the street, sometimes on the sidewalks. I'm just wondering if people really realize the rules for that, if we could update and maybe just get something out there so people realize that we do have certain requirements, how many people can be on at one time. And I saw a brand-new vehicle, which was like an electric bike, that it was like a trike. It's 2 wheels in the back, 1 in the front. Can have 2 people on it, but I haven't seen them before, but I saw them in town. I've seen them on the sidewalks and streets. So I just wonder if that would be beneficial if we could get something informational out for what the ordinances are for that we could maybe just clarify some things for safety.
Do we have anything on our webpage? Do you have anything on that? Golf carts? Okay. Might be something we want to do. And then put something out on the social media some
Yeah.
way, Facebook, whatever you used.
'Cause the number of those have increased. I'm just wondering if people realize that there are certain requirements for that and rules to keep that safe.
Right, yes.
I trust Chief Shoemaker in that he'll handle that with, thank you.
He and Kimberly will work on that, right?
Nice.
Thank you. Do you have anything, Jim?
I have nothing.
Carol, anymore?
Do not.
Alicia? Okay, I'll take the motion.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, thank you for being here.